and welcome to Stormlight video. I know it's currently Sunday, but and I usually would react to the newest Ruby episode, but unfortunately they took a week off. So yeah, like yesterday they released the newest episode on the website, but of course with their schedule right now, they won't release the YouTube version until like a week later. So I do apologize for those who kind of expected me to react to today, but yeah, I guess I got to wait an extra week to react to the YouTube version since I'm not at least able to download the version from the website. I know you used to, but not anymore. So I don't know. But yeah, so I get skip week for that. But I at least want to react to something on Sunday here, and there's a particular video I've been wanting to react to for quite some time. This particular video came out at least a couple weeks ago, at least very early this month. So yeah, I want to be react to it. Now I am. So the particular video I would say is After the Fact Princess Spike. So yeah, this is Silkro's latest After the Fact video talking about the Princess Spike episode. And those I do like Spike as a character and whatnot, but this episode it's got not that's great. I don't know, was it too good? But I still like Spike one, so I Spike talk about Spike Dog Egg, and I got my Spike plushie behind me today. So yeah, I'm sure saying up besides that. So without further ado, let's get started. But first, take a clear throat a bit. Alright, so let's react to After the Fact Princess Spike here. In 3, 2, 1, play.
Just put the hay in the apple and eat the candle.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't make much sense. But who am I?
Wait, he's actually gonna do it?
After all.
The princess is always right.
Oh, I could do a whole
Wait,
video
what?
on why that's wrong.
So we're... What is he there?
There now. I did what she said and nothing.
Silver?
The secrets of the universe unfold before me.
Okay.
My mind stretches into the infinite. I know everything.
Really?
I am everything. And yet, I still don't get why Spike episodes usually fall short.
Yeah, especially this one. Oh yeah, I've never seen his artwork. It's pretty cool. Especially like the art style, it was pretty cool.
Princess Spike offers me a unique opportunity. But first, I must set the stage with a random quote.
What?
I often wonder if, like many of those analysts, Silver Quill lies about things just to not be attacked by the fandom. It's not like these people can actually dislike an episode, because if they do, suddenly everyone turns on them.
Yeah.
Okay, first off, and this is a long time coming, I don't consider myself an analyst.
Really?
An analyst works with hard data and tries to limit any personal input. I am a reviewer. Yeah. I share my own thoughts and perceptions with the hope that it gives people food for thought, along with a good laugh.
Yeah.
Secondly, you think I fear being attacked? I'm Silver Quill. I flee for my life twice a week and 3 times on a leap year.
It's pretty true. Oh yeah, for the last episode. Oh jeez, I remember that. Oh, there he is.
Lastishly, there would be no point in trying to please others because it's impossible to have a uniform opinion.
Yeah.
I think the only way one can truly kill a fandom is if you got everyone to agree 100%. Be grateful for diverse opinions. It shows people with more autonomy than the ponies in this episode.
Yeah.
But I'm equally honest when I say that a bad episode has even greater opportunity.
Yeah.
When an episode has an issue, it can serve as a standout example of a greater theme. Princess Spike allows us to ask why this tends to happen.
What?
Spike episode.
Okay. Guess not everyone else is never a big fan of Spike episodes. I'm curious what that's from.
So we start things off in Canterlot of all places.
Yeah.
A rare event, especially these days. And
Yeah.
look who starts us off.
Yeah, Luna.
Welcome to the Grand Equestria Pony Summit!
Hey, it is so good to see the Royal Sisters.
What?
For less than 2 minutes. A royal summit with representatives from all over the land, and this pair vanishes
that guy
before the
sucked.
first act even starts. Well, they're not the focus. Spike is.
We love you, Princess Twilight! We love all the princesses!
Theoretically.
I guess every pony loves a princess.
Show creator Lauren Faust once said,
You know, I had a vision for the destinies of all these characters. They all had, I had goals for where I wanted to take them.
I have to wonder, did she include Spike in those plans?
I don't know.
When I think of the main 6, their life goals seem pretty apparent.
Yeah.
Some are specific, like becoming a Wonderbolt, expanding her business, or learning about friendship and then transitioning to teaching friendship. Others are more abstract.
Yeah.
Provide for her
Just
family,
picky, AJ.
spread humor and cheer, overcome timidity.
yeah, let's-
With Spike, what does he want out of life? One might say dating rarity, so let me rephrase
That's a start.
that. What does Spike need out of life? Spike doesn't appear to have a goal beyond being useful, particularly to Twilight. Even in Spike at Your Service, they made the joke that without Twilight, Spike has no ambitions. So how do you base a whole episode around a character who doesn't want anything out of life beyond supporting a main character?
Yeah,
Well,
that would
this
be tough.
episode starts off right by giving him that very goal. After 3 days of planning without sleep, Twilight's in need of a nap.
Can I count on you to see to it that she isn't disturbed?
And Spike performs this task with vigor. Say what you will about him, Spike always devotes himself to a given task.
Yeah.
Even manages to convince a bird to take off because birds auto-defer to royalty?
Yeah.
I can't believe that worked.
This is but a sample of the episode's flaw. Oh, speaking of,
Oh no! Are those dragon sneeze trees?
Yeah.
I have no idea why one would want to grow something like that within their city.
Yeah,
I know Spike's
seriously.
the only dragon,
It
but
looks
why
nice.
would you surround yourself with foliage that's designed to agitate a fire breather? Sometimes I think natural selection skipped a few dimensions. Commander Firebrand rightly pointed out that Spike could have saved himself some trouble by finding a pair of earplugs.
Oh, yeah.
All we needed was a quick scene of Spike seeking out a pair and failing. After all, if these ponies can't put locks on their jewelry collections, they're probably not well equipped.
Yeah.
At all. Instead, Spike gets every pony to follow his instructions simply by invoking Twilight's title.
Princess Twilight will be rested, Princess Cadence will be proud, and Princess Spike deserves a little reward. Princess Spike.
Why not Prince Spike?
I don't know.
Well, consider the
sounds
examples
better.
in this universe. We have Prince Blueblood,
Ew! Stay back! I just had myself groomed!
Prince by marriage Shining Armor,
No!
and Prince Rutherford.
Oh, right.
Destroy!
Oh, right, next episode. MLP
oh,
likes
yeah,
to
he
turn
hasn't
the
reviewed
tables
that
by
yet.
making the princes useless. Some celebrate this as a step towards empowerment, but I question, how does an inept prince make the princesses awesome? You want to have the prince in distress? Great. But the other half of the equation is that the princess has to show her best qualities in rescuing him. As we're about to see, reducing one party doesn't automatically elevate the other.
My speech is more important.
Point of order there, sir, but I think you'll find that my speech is the more important one, don't you know?
My, what a chipper cameo. I think anyone who's run a convention like BabsCon, BronyCon, Crystal Mountain, Everfree Northwest, Nightmare Nights,
I've
and
been
Running the
LP,
Leaves
MSP.
could look at this episode and say, yeah, I've been there. Large gatherings struggle with these logistic nightmares. Even the best plan still has to feature room for unexpected conflicts.
Oh, yeah, I
and
remember
no
that
one
for
is there to pick
MLP
up for
MSP.
Twilight.
A pony had taken my seat. A pony who used to be my friend.
I get that they're having some fun with the chaos inherent to conventions, but we quickly reach the point where these ponies couldn't breathe without a royal decree.
I didn't really connect this
Could
with
tell these
LP
delegates
conventions, but
anything,
I don't know.
as long as they think it came from Twilight.
Is Spike wrong for using Twilight's name to get these bozos functioning? Well, I think not, because clearly no one else is stepping up.
Yeah.
And these ponies aren't interested in common sense.
No offense, but I don't need some random dragon's opinion. I want to hear what Princess Twilight thinks.
But it does highlight another issue with Spike episodes.
What?
If Spike is a character without an overarching goal, then how does one create obstacles to frustrate him? Basic story conflict is to create a goal for a character, then put as many hindrances as possible between character and goal. I don't envy writers who try to create that for Spike. And very often, Spike becomes the problem.
Yeah,
So
that's
often
true.
in his stories, nothing is going wrong with the rest of the world. There are no competitions to win, no threats from outside forces, no pony asking him to help solve a problem. In many a case, Spike invents his own issues. Unlike the ponies with whom we empathize, we end up waiting for Spike to get his comeuppance.
Yeah.
You're not enjoying speaking for Twilight a little bit?
Cadence, this is a book on reverse psychology.
Okay.
Please read it. I know you have the time because you're doing diddly squat
Yeah,
for
seriously,
everything
what the
else.
hell is he doing?
Order of the Princess. By order of the Princess.
That pain in
Order
there.
of the Princess.
And again, you could do so much in this country if you just say you have a princess's permission.
Yeah. Wait, what does he do? What? What?
Celestia said it was okay.
Really?
Princess, life is good.
It sure is. But it's also hard work.
I said before that I don't think Cadence is a bad character, but she is a character who hasn't been allowed to grow.
Yeah.
She gets married and everything's fine. Okay, I'm not expecting any kind of marital trouble in a show aimed at kids, but I haven't seen them act as a team in a good while. She became ruler of an empire, and the next time we saw her, she's chillaxing and saying that life there was so peaceful it was to the point of boredom. And now we know...
We're having a baby!
But why should I expect this to have any impact on her perfect life? She'll likely be a flawless mother because nothing seems to really challenge her.
Yeah, I guess.
So when she says that it's hard work being a princess, I don't believe her. One could argue that she makes it look easy, but all I've seen of her leadership is her walking away. So when it all comes crashing down thanks to everything set up in the first act, I guess I should be glad that Cadence demonstrates some new crystal magic.
Yeah, that was
At least I can assume she's been learning some new spells in the Crystal Empire. And back to Spike, this is supposed to be the moment where he pays for his past mistakes.
Oh, me.
I know he didn't curse in the original, but I can ruin anything.
God,
here's the problem. Spike usually suffers karma for the mistakes he made, and we anticipate that. Maybe even feel like he's getting what he deserves.
Oh yeah, when you eat that.
But here, I feel like he was set up to fail.
Yeah.
Cadence gave him one goal, help Twilight sleep. Short-sighted? Yes. But no one asked him to oversee the big picture. That should have gone to a pony who served as Twilight's true stand-in. It seems she didn't designate a fallback organizer. Not good planning. Everything that Spike did with selfish intent never comes back to bite him. He's being punished for being helpful.
Yeah.
So instead of feeling like he's getting his just desserts, I'm blaming the princesses who didn't show up.
Yeah, seriously.
Twilight, who didn't designate support, and these ponies who have no sense of self-motivation.
Let's go give her a piece of our mind!
You've got it all wrong!
Oh god,
Hey guys, how's it going? I can't help but notice you're storming the royal chambers. Now, I may not be the princess's biggest fan this episode, but I do know this is an act of treason.
Yeah, it is.
If this were even half a step closer to a George R.R. Martin story, your heads would all be mounted on the southern wall. Also, Fancy Pants, you used to be the cool one. Don't make me revoke your best stallion and Canterlot status. And that's what would have happened in an alternate story. But no, they stormed the tower and...
I haven't slept like that since I was a filly.
Wow. Wish I could recharge that fast.
Same here.
Final big issue with Spike episodes.
What?
Usually it's the ponies who solve the problem.
Yeah, it is.
Spike might learn a lesson at the end, but since it's up to the main stars of the show to fix everything, we don't really get a sense that he helped clean up his own mess. It's why episodes like Inspiration, Manifestation, and Equestria Games are higher quality Spike episodes.
Yeah, those are really good
He
episodes.
got to save the day himself.
What's going on, Spike?
As opposed to here, where Spike is trying to slip out a window. Atop a multi-story tower. Spike, I know you're the pratfall guy on the show, but in these reviews, I'm the underdog. I'd appreciate it if you didn't try to steal my bit. Spike?
I don't think it's well.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, my
One of the most important things a princess can do is realize when she's made a mistake and fix it.
And yet, none of these princesses will own up to their absence.
Yeah.
So when Spike admits
Seriously,
to
where
his
the hell are they with
unselfishness
that?
to a room full of ponies who have been nothing but selfish themselves, I know it's supposed to be this great moment, but I feel like the message is lost. What is the moral here? At first, it seems to be to not abuse your friend's status. That's something I've wondered if Twilight's friends might be tempted to do, but Spike was doing it at first to help her. And nothing could get done without the princess's say-so, which to me makes Spike more victim than troublemaker. I do identify with his desire to be heard, to know that he's putting his thoughts out there and that others are being receptive, he said on his YouTube channel. But that concept didn't shine through since Spike rarely offered his own insight after the first act. There is the pledge that Cadence makes at the end.
I hereby dedicate the Citizens of Equestria statue to every pony who plays their part, no matter how big or how small.
Much like Hurricane Fluttershy, a message of the value of individual contributors sounds much better. And there was the opportunity to show that when Spike ran off with Twilight's schedule. He could have seen how each pony contributed to the conference in their own way, not seeking praise but taking pride in their work. And sure, things can still go wrong from his earlier mistakes, but that's when Cadence and Twilight can show their best by organizing the repairs. For Spike, this episode falls into a lot of traps that seem to go with his character.
Yeah.
Spike is great support. He offers help, is young and honest enough to speak the truth when needed, and though I'm not as big a fan of making him life's punching bag, I do appreciate his "are you kidding me" looks. But when it's time for him to step
That's
into
why
the
I like
focus,
Spike. It's pretty cool.
I think his role in the show works against him. He needs a goal for life beyond serving Twilight. Without that, he has a better chance of showing his best self when he's not the main character. Now, to this episode's credit, it is a visual treat.
Yeah.
We get to see some new pony designs,
Yeah, I definitely like
expanded
that. That was
locales,
pretty cool.
some new magic, and we learn a little bit about griffin biology. Many a person has said that I shouldn't have these pearly whites because griffins and hippogriffs don't have teeth. Well,
Well, look
who's
at
the
that.
genetic impossibility now? That's right, it's still me. But one of the references actually highlights my biggest issue.
What?
How they chose to portray the princess's awesomeness.
Yeah.
One might think that would mean elevating the princesses, but it's actually the reverse. Every other character is being reduced to make them look good without performing.
Yeah.
And how odd that they would choose to feature Marge Gunnison from Fargo in this episode, because she represents one of the best moments in characterization I've ever seen.
Really?
Does this sound familiar? A subordinate thinks he's on top of things and starts issuing bad instructions. So it's up to our heroine to set him straight.
I'm not sure that I agree with you 100% on your police work there, Lil.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think that vehicle there probably had dealer plates. DLR?
Now look at how Marge handled that. She keeps a respectful tone but makes it very clear that she knows what's going on better than he. And
I
the
never
movie
watched
could
that
have just
movie,
left it at
but
that.
seems
But then she does
interesting.
this.
Did you hear the one about the guy couldn't afford personalized plates, so he went and changed his name to J3L2404?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Dude.
To break the ice and make sure the guy isn't beating himself up, she tells a bad joke and draws him back into the conversation. Compare that to Cadence constantly glaring at Spike, but never getting involved until the situation is at its worst. And even then, she doesn't do anything to assist with the aftermath. All of the princess's efforts are either off-screen or in the past, and because of that, I end up thinking less of them. And if there's ever a lesson about storytelling or real life in here, it's this. Real respect comes from you putting forth your best self and showing that respect towards others.
Yeah.
Tearing other people down might earn you short-lived attention, but ultimately it proves hollow. And with that in mind, I know that there are fans who enjoy this episode. Maybe you felt that Spike got what he deserved because he was totally wrong to usurp Twilight's authority. Maybe you think that princesses have done enough to deserve this adoration. Maybe you enjoyed a silly romp with build-up towards consequence. Because heaven forbid you all enjoy your own opinion. It's my view that this was hopefully the low point of Season 5, because it only gets better from this point forward.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens next as Twilight tries a more proactive princess role.
right.
I'm Silver
Oh, yeah,
Quill.
with the yaks.
Thanks for...
What?
Oh,
It's in their crowd.
you're mad at me, aren't you? Well, look on the bright side. Even if you didn't do anything in the actual show, you helped me illustrate a point. Tell you what, next royal abduction, the ransom is 30% off.
Yeah, there you go. That's so her. Okay, so that was Taylor's review. Definitely had a lot of talk about with Spike here. Alright.
She was all I want, I get, I say you do. Kiss my head on your knees.
Pretty perfect. Okay.
She don't want pretty dresses, makeup, hairdos. That's just not her. She
Here's a question. Fargo, right? Yep, and so all his Patreon. I'm pretty sure he's like, what's this boy? This guy's a hard disorder. Ooh, that's cute. Okay, so that was After the Fact with Princess Spike episode, and yeah, I definitely like that video. I definitely really like what Sokro had to say here. I really enjoyed that. So, yeah, I did like that little bit at the beginning where he technically says he's not really an analyst, but more a reviewer. Where, yeah, I think compared to like some of the other analysis in the community, he talks more about the pros and cons of like certain episodes, especially with the movies one that like he talks about what's good with the episode or what didn't do so well in the episode. So yeah, I did like kind of realize that he talks more negatives. You know, I obviously I know some of the other analysis do it, but I feel like he's more open with it and whatnot, not like being afraid and whatnot. So kind of like that a little bit at the beginning there. And of course him like being chased by angry mom like he said twice a week or something like that. That's pretty crazy. Honestly not really surprised at this point. So yeah, I also really liked a lot of the points he also had to say about this episode, or with Spike episodes overall. Or yeah, again at this point, like Spike really does have a goal, like with Raven Dash being wonderful. Rarity have at least at this point now have an own boutique shop in Cantalon. And obviously Twilight now teaching friendship to other ponies. Compared to them, he doesn't really have much of a goal besides being helpful and whatnot. So it would be nice to see him have a goal, but obviously that'd be really tough for like his character. Like, what could he work towards? And like what could he accomplish in his life like becomes older? Yeah, that's a tough one. I feel like what he could do. Obviously, right now he's still having a crush on Rarity, so maybe one day be with her. I don't know. That's still a pretty simple one. It's like something that could be special to him. Or what? Like, maybe be like the top assistant and something in Cantalot. I don't know. That's just a little guess right now. It would be nice to see him, especially to grow as a character and yeah, work towards the goal. Because yeah. I obviously like Spike, especially with those points that so glad to say where yeah he's being very helpful, and I can't remember the details top of my head right now, but yeah I just really like the points he said like what makes Spike a really good character. And of course it really sucks to see him, especially in this episode, having to work through all that just at the shit hit the scene at the end there. So I kind of really suck. And yeah, the ponies here especially not very nice to Spike. And we're very respectful of him. And the prince, where the hell were the princesses in this episode? Seriously. And especially when Kaden's not really helping out. She occasionally, like, check on Spike. But it would be nice to, like, help out. And of course, maybe Twilight could have had, like, another, or ask Cadence to, like, check on this type of stuff without Spike having to go through all that trouble. I don't know. And of course, yeah, obviously, with not many people being fans of Spike, they thought, like, oh, he kind of deserved all this one. But of course, he was trying to be helpful, but then all that stuff happened to him, so it also really sucks to see him go through all that. So yeah, so yeah, these guys probably guess I was too big a fan of this episode, but yeah, like Soko said, there were some good things here. There's definitely some very good visuals. It's starting nice to see a bunch of new pony designs and seeing like Griffin there. And it was also nice to see Fancy Pants coming in again, but unfortunately he wasn't very nice in this particular episode, at least most time. But and the message was kind of mixed, but it is nice to, be helpful and also be like contribute a little bit to big picture, something like that. So yeah, I kind of like how he was able to interpret the message here. So yeah. Not too much. I kind of did like the parts where yeah, it's like just because the princess said, so yeah, he's able to kidnap the princess. They also liked him with the Cantalon guard stopping the pony mob from going further, because that would be like a treason right there. So they probably would get their heads got off for trying to charge at the princess there. So I did kind of like those bits, and the other funny bits throughout this. And yeah, I kind of like the references he mentioned here, especially with the Fargo thing, especially with how she would talk to her like chief or father, whoever that was. I haven't seen the movie Fargo, so I'm not entirely sure about that. But so yeah, that's about it. So yeah, overall, I really like this artifact video by So Quill. I really like the pros and cons he mentioned here. I like the references and jokes mentioned here, and yeah, to the episode itself, not so great. But I did like some certain stuff that were featured throughout the episode. So, yeah, and of course, now, obviously, as for you, yeah, like he said in the video itself. But yeah, the next episode will be the Party Poops episode. So at this point, I wouldn't be too surprised if it comes out like by this week or something like that. Especially with how more recent he's been releasing this video. So yeah, whenever he comes out with the next artifact video, I will hopefully try to react to it as soon as I can. Just depends on the time it comes out, and I do have I am almost done with the school at the moment, like about a month from now, so I will be becoming a little busier. So we'll see how I'm doing when the next video comes out. So yeah, stay tuned till then. So overall, end this reaction video. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to more videos, and leave a comment down below. Such what video I should to next. So, overall, in this video, hope to see you guys very soon. Bye.